Peace, blessings, and a whole lot of this is story time, because I was just sitting here thinking how I done been through so much in my life, and like nobody would never know it because I always tend to bounce back. This is a beautiful picture right here, but I always tend to bounce back. But this right here has to do with being a mom of daughters. I have a 30-year-old and I have a 13-year-old. But when I had my 13-year-old, my goal was to raise her different, because you know we tend to raise our children the way our mom raised us until we learn better. And I learned some things about myself as a mom when it came to my first daughter, because she kind of made the same bad choices and men that I have made. But my 13-year-old, she got a different type of, she's been raised differently. She's been raised to love herself. She's been raised to value her worth. She's been raised to have self-respect. And she has a very, very good head on herself. Like, I'll be trying to encourage her to do some videos for teenagers, but that's not in her. But I'm saying, as a mom, I don't want my 13-year-old to grow up making the same bad decisions and men that I made. I learned my lessons, and I can honestly say that I have a new man in my life. It's just different. It's different because they say we attract who we are and not what we want. So when you are operating from your lower self, that's what you want to attract in your life. And when you are operating from your higher self, then that's what you're going to attract in your life. And I think I was sitting on the bed talking to him yesterday, and I was in serious mode. And so my 13-year-old, she says, "You okay?" And I was like, "Yes." So she asked me today, was I okay? And I was explaining to her how your mom, have grown and love herself and respect herself and value her worth, and that I actually have a man, because she know him. I've been dating him for over 6 months, and I was telling her that it's just so different, and I haven't felt this way in over 13 years. And she was like, "Ah," and she gave me a hug, and it was like, "I'm proud." She was just like, "Oh, I'm so happy for you." You know what I'm saying? 'Cause my children always like, they don't care who I date. They just want to make sure that he is treating me the way I'm supposed to be treated. This man has the utmost respect for me. He respects my kids. He respects my household. No baby mama drama. He ain't married. He ain't cheating on nobody. And it's such a beautiful feeling, because you treat a man how you teach a man how to treat you by how you treat yourself. And if you don't love yourself, that man ain't gonna love you. If you don't respect yourself, he's not gonna respect you. And I'm just saying that I've been through so much. I have stories to share about both marriages. I shared my second marriage on my other YouTube channel, but when I began to grow, I started deleting those videos because there was no need for me to talk about it anymore. But from time to time, I make reference to that particular marriage, because that was a marriage that should not have taken place. Sometimes I just want to smack myself, but we live and learn. And I just was like looking at my daughter like, she's not gonna put up with that. She's not gonna tolerate that. And you set a dad sets the stage for what kind of man his daughter gonna pick. So when you have a man in your life that's not taking care of his children, that got multiple children by multiple women, he's a liar, he's a cheater, he's a deadbeat dad. If you as a mother don't do nothing about that situation, you are damaging your child. Because there's not that much love in the world, and it's not that much penis in the world to be with a man who does not respect you, especially when you have children by him. Because a man teaches his daughter and his son. He teaches his son how to treat a woman by the way he treats his son's mother. He teaches his daughter how she's supposed to be treated by the way he treats the mother. So if he's not treating you with any respect, he's doing a disservice to his daughter. And if you got that man in your life and you keep on accepting abuse, because cheating is emotion abuse, manipulation is emotion abuse, lying is emotion abuse, then you got physical abuse, and then you got sexual abuse. But if you don't love yourself, and you don't respect yourself, and you don't know your self-worth, and you just keep on just allowing this man to mistreat you, what are you teaching your daughters? What are you teaching your sons? So I'm glad that I never had a problem leaving a man who mistreat me. I will pack my bags. Hell, I would leave the apartment to him if I have to. I have never been afraid to leave a man for mistreating me. But I do make the mistake of giving them a benefit of doubt and giving them a second chance, which I know to never ever do again. Once a man mess up with me by disrespecting me or mistreat me, he gets no more terms. Once he do that, it's bye, I'll see you later. Assalamu alaikum, adios, whatever. He got to go, and I will not give him a second chance unless he go get some damn counseling. Because if you're going to allow him to come back in your life, then there's some steps that you need to take to make sure he's on the right path and not playing with you. Because he'll come back and he's going to tell you this sad story, and he's going to tell you everything he think you want to hear, because that's what they do to win you over. And when you let your guard down, the big bad wolf going to attack again, and then history is going to repeat itself. And I'm speaking from experience. But I'm happy to say I don't have no man drama in my life. I'm happy to say I'm at peace, inner peace, because I love all 122 pounds, 4.5 of this 50-year-old woman right here. And I refuse to allow any man, because I would rather be by myself than be mistreated and disrespected and abused in any way, shape, or form when I got a 13-year-old who was watching me. But yeah, she gave me a hug, and it was like she was happy for me, because I was like, my baby, I haven't felt this since my first marriage. In the beginning, before shit started happening. And the love that I feel for this man is different, and it's different. It's different because I love me first. So if I love me first, then I know I can love him. And if he loves himself first, then he can love me. You understand? You must love yourself. I cannot stress that enough. You must learn to love you. If you have to, sometimes you have to just take time off from dating, from being with a man. Get rid of men that are no good for you and work on you. When you work on you and you truly begin to love yourself, then you can attract better. But as long as you operating from your lower self at the bottom of the pole, you're going to attract it, because these men know are needy, desperate. They already know this from the door. They know when you're needy. They know when you're desperate. They know you'll be willing to lay down with them when they marry. They already know these. So they set their script up, because they got a script for each woman that they are interested in. They set that script up. They go play the part. If that script don't work, they revamp that script and they come up with another script until they hook you. So if you got low self-esteem issues, you got a lack of self-respect, you got a lack of self-love, there's a script for each one of them to get you where they need you to be, so they can pull you in and dog you out. That's for the no good men. But then you got good men out here, and as long as you're holding on to a negative man who ain't doing you right, you will never attract a good man. So I'm here to say, learn to love yourself, respect yourself, and know your self-worth, so you can attract better and set good examples for your sons and your daughters, because they are our future. I do not want my daughter going out here, getting involved with a married man, having a baby by a married man, and she could speak on that. She could speak on that. She's smarter than the side chick. I don't want her marrying a man with potential instead of marrying a man who's manifesting his potential, because there's a difference. See, you can have a man with potential, but he ain't doing nothing about those potentials. And then you can have a man who has potentials, but he's manifesting his potentials. There's a big difference. I had to learn that. I don't want her getting involved with a man who will call out her name. I don't want her getting involved with a man who got multiple children by multiple women. I don't want her getting involved with a man who don't take care of his kids, because if he ain't taking care of his kids, what the hell can he do for you? If this man's walking around here with children in this state and that state and that state, and he's not taking care of them, what does that say about you as a woman? Because see, I can never be with a man who don't take care of his kids. I'm sorry. Because if you don't take care and care about your own seed, what can you possibly do for me? And I don't want to hear, oh, the mother won't let me see it, because that's some bullshit. Not every mother out here keep their child away from their father. Some do it because he may be with another woman. There's different reasons why a mother may keep her child from their father. But one thing I will stand for, if you have a father, because there's a difference between a father and dad. If you have a father who has put his child or children in harm's way, or setting bad examples for that child, and not being a positive role model for that child, it's your responsibility as a mother to protect your child from emotional abuse, physical abuse, sexual abuse, and neglect. It's your job to protect your child, even if it's from the father. And the same thing goes for father. If the mother is emotionally abusing the child, sexually abusing the child, physically abusing the child, or neglect, it's your responsibility as a dad to protect your child from that. So there are some cases where the mother or the father have to keep the parent away from the child because the parent just ain't right, and it's causing too much harm in the child's life that may affect them developmentally. Like cheating, for example. When a parent cheats, it teaches the child not to trust. So they may grow up with trust issues. See, people don't look at adultery as something bad. Adultery does not just affect the husband or the wife or the person they may be cheating with. Adultery affects those children more so than it affects adults. And the effects on the children are life lasting. They last a lifetime unless that child gets some help. So don't take adultery lightly. Do the research on that. But I'm telling you, as a woman, you have to learn to love yourself and respect yourself and know your self-worth. And be mindful of a man you choose to entertain. Because you can be causing your child a lot of fucking harm. And me as a mother do not want my 13-year-old making the same bad choices that my 30-year-old made because of me. So I have to have a man in my life that's going to respect me, honor me, respect my household, respect my children. When a man can walk in your house and say, where your son at, so I can shake his hand, that's a thumb out versus a man walking in your house hiding from your son because he can't face him. You know what I'm saying? So I just learned so much, and I thought that I'd share it. My children are very, very important to me. And my daughter's role model, I must say, is her brothers. And I take accountability for that because I chose the wrong one. But you live and you learn. Peace, blessings, and a lot of love to you, and all of you. Miss Adia Giddy.